Hi, Yvette. So welcome to TalentTape. It's so nice to have you. If you would like to introduce yourself with your name, what you do, and where you're from.
Hi, I'm Ivette. I'm 25 years old. I'm a dancer, a professional dancer, and also a fashion designer from Mexico City.
Awesome. So welcome. Um, so for those of us that don't know you and what you do, tell us a little bit about like dancing and designing, like what it is like for you. How do you get started on the field? And what made you want to be a designer and a professional dancer?
Okay, well, I started dancing when I was 5 years old. I've always loved dancing because I don't know, I was always the little girl dancing in all these family reunions. We as Mexicans, we have really strong family bonds and we make parties all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to be that girl dancing in the front of the like in the center of the dance floor all by myself, like woo, woo. Dancing
Right.
salsa, merengue, all these Latin rhythms since
Mm-hmm.
I was really young. So kind of my mom saw this, and then it was like an audition in some in a dance ballet school that it was like from the government, and she saw there were auditions and everything, so she took me to this school when I was almost 5. So
Mm-hmm.
I auditioned it, and I was chosen. I was the chosen one between all these little girls. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's how I started dancing. I started dancing ballet. But then when I was like 13 or 12, I got injured. I broke my Achilles tendon.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I had to stop dancing ballet. And it was
Mm-hmm.
really hard for me because that was my dream. I think it's very hard for a child to get compromised in something,
Mm-hmm.
because your parents are always taking you to ballet, to football, to karate, I don't know, many activities, no? But you
Mm-hmm.
are changing because you don't have the real interest in that, no?
Mm-hmm.
So I figured out that me being a little girl to get really compromised with something, because I used to go to school and then immediately to my dance classes, and I had to eat in the car, and I had to get dressed in the car. It was my life.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got home like 6 7 p.m., and I had to do all my homework, then uh, sleep and repeat. So
Right.
I did that like for 9 years, 8 years. So it was like pretty shocking for me to know that I couldn't dance anymore, that I wouldn't be able to dance anymore.
Right.
Yeah, so I stopped dancing ballet like for 3 years. Yeah,
Oh wow, that's
and
a long time.
yeah, and in that meanwhile, I did I was a cheerleader.
At the
Yeah.
same time that you were a ballet dancer. Oh
Yeah.
wow.
I was a cheerleader, and then when I was 15, um, I started dancing again, but
Mm-hmm.
not ballet anymore because I always been afraid of like breaking
Messing up.
my
Okay.
yeah,
I
breaking it
see.
again. So I stopped, and I started dancing hip hop and reggaeton, dancing in heels. Yeah, I start like exploring all these new rhythms.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's basically what I do. And then um, I started getting jobs about this, about dancing, and really um, receiving money like with my dancing. And it was like, wow, I'm like really working in something that I love.
Mm-hmm.
But here in Mexico, you don't get too much money being a dancer.
Mm-hmm.
So since I was young too, I've always had this. interest in fashion. So yeah, I figured it out. Okay, I love dancing. I love dancing, but it is also like a physical career.
Right.
So sooner or later, I'm gonna have to stop because I'm gonna get old, and then what's gonna happen? Like, I need to figure it out to do something else and to
Right.
study another career in order to have like a future and a better income in my life.
Mm-hmm.
So I chose fashion. I
Sweet.
chose fashion. Yeah, and I started and like studying fashion design, fashion and marketing design.
Oh, sweet. Do you go to school for it? Do you take any classes, or was it something that you pursued on your own?
No, I did go to college. Yeah, here
Okay.
in Mexico. Yeah,
Nice, nice,
I
nice,
just
nice.
finished. I just finished because I took like one more year here in Mexico in order for you to graduate in
Mm-hmm.
your career. You have to do either like a document that is called a thesis,
Right.
or you have to study like a specialty in your area for 1 year, and then you can just graduate with 2 degrees.
Oh, wow. Okay. So
Yeah.
you have to study a specialty, or do you actually have to work within the specialty? Because it's interesting, because here we also have like the senior thesis here in the US. And then there's also people that do like internships and stuff like that to get credit so they can graduate. So
No,
I heard this
here
from.
like is like mm, I don't know how to say it. I mean, you have to do your internship too,
Okay.
but above that you have to do the like the document, the thesis,
Mm-hmm.
and or you can do the specialty for one
Okay.
year, for one extra year after your 4 years of career, and
Mm-hmm.
then you got graduated with 2 degrees. So I
That's
did,
nice.
yeah, I did that, and I
Congratulations.
just finished. Like, thank you. I just finished on Thursday. I just
Oh, wow.
finished on Thursday.
Yeah, it is
Yeah, it was hard
graduation
because I'm
season.
working right now in fashion,
Uh-huh.
and I worked like till 11 a.m. till 5 p.m. and then my classes started at 6 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Oh,
So it was
wow.
crazy.
Right. So seeing the
It was
life
crazy.
of like that you have as a student, as a creator and such, I feel like we also live in a world where people do like so many things, or at least like people do so many things and it's like documented and stuff. So how do you balance all of that? Do you prioritize? Like, do you have like any advice for people that like want to do like different things at the same time? Because sometimes I feel like people feel like they have to choose, or that they don't have enough time during the day to do all of that. So tell us your secret. Like, how do you manage to do everything with 24 hours a day?
I Yeah, I don't know. Like I feel like it was it was mainly because I did that since I was a little girl.
Right, right,
My
right.
life has always been like that.
Mm-hmm.
So there was this like part of my life when I started in college that it started to be like so difficult because
Right.
I was like in a high um first I was in a college that it was like you say in Spanish alto rendimiento, that the
Okay.
level of that college is higher than the others, so you have
Right. Oh,
more,
wow.
yeah, you have more classes, you have to be more time on campus and everything. And
Mm-hmm.
this is one of the best college in design in Mexico City, so
Okay.
I wanted to be there. Like that was my first choice of a school, so I was like,
And you
okay,
get
I'm
in
gonna do
nice.
it. Yeah, so I got in, but it was like 2 hours away from my home because it wasn't far, but here in Mexico City we have the worst traffic ever, I think. Yeah.
Kind of like a late.
No, I swear it's I had to drive for 2 hours in order to get to my college, and it wasn't that far. It's in the same city.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I had to drive 2 hours, like, to go, and then to go
Come
back home.
back.
All
Mm-hmm.
also 2 hours. So I couldn't dance anymore. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't have time. So I started like getting so depressed. I got anxious. I got anxious.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, it was this part of my life that I got so many problems. Because in that time, like you said, I how do you say it? Prioritize.
Prioritize. Yeah, you got
Yeah,
it.
I'm practicing my English. Sorry.
You're doing amazing.
Okay, so I did that with the school,
Mm,
so I put dancing in the second thing important in my life
I see.
in
Mm-hmm.
in my head. It was only for a short period of time,
Right.
but it started to really affect me in a physical, emotional, uh, in every way of my life.
Mm.
So I had to quit that college. I had to leave that college. Yeah, and
Oh
I was
wow.
in my fifth semester. It was in
Oh
my
my
fifth
goodness.
semester.
So that's like 2 years and a half or something like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah. It was
wow.
2 years, and I hate. I'm not the type of person that likes quitting. That
Of
likes to
course.
quit. I don't like that. If I start
Mm-hmm.
something, I had to end it because
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't um like leaving things in the middle. You know.
No. You give me
So
that energy.
yeah. So it was so frustrating to me because I was in a private school. So my parents had to pay a lot of money for me to be there, and it was
Right.
all these 2.5 years. I had made like a lot of I had put so much effort on that,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like, no, it's only one year and a half more. I have to,
Right.
I kept going, but my body, like, it was getting sick too, everything.
Oh
I believe,
wow.
I really believe in this, that all your emotional that of these emotions that you had inside, it reflects on your body.
Yeah,
you know
externally, like what's going on inside is gonna manifest
yeah.
outside.
Yeah, totally. So I was getting sick all the time, being in the hospital like 2 times, like in emergency, because
Mm-hmm.
of stress. So it was this point of my life that I had to say, like, oh my god, I had to stop. Like, my body is yelling me, like, Yvette, this is not your place. You have to really wake up. This is not your
Right,
place.
right, right. So your body was telling you something. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You
because
feel it.
it was so frustrating because I was so scared of disappointing my parents, you know, because they, like I said, they've been paying a lot of money in this school, also all their time, everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, I don't want to do it because I had to start all over again. But
Right.
this school, it was starting to also getting me to hate fashion because, yeah, it was
Mm-hmm.
like, no, I don't want to do this, like, this homework. I was just doing everything just for doing it. I
Right,
wasn't
right,
being
right.
creative. I wasn't putting my heart on it.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, okay. So I stopped and I moved to another university that was like, mm, it wasn't a bad university. It was one of the best one too, but it has a more flexible schedules, and I had more
Mm-hmm.
time to dance. And yeah, everything in my life changed. I had to
Mm-hmm.
start all over again. That's why I just finished my school,
Right.
because I had to stop, like, since the beginning, since the first semester, again, 4 years.
Oh wow.
So I lost these 2.5 years. Yeah.
Damn.
So basically, yeah, I managed my time to do uh the two things that I love, and that
Mm-hmm.
these things that I'm really passionate about, because I feel so lucky, because uh, I've known people that doesn't even really know what makes them happy,
Mm-hmm.
that what makes them completely happy.
Mm-hmm.
And and maybe they are doing things that they don't want to do. They're studying things like just because their parents wanted to, or I don't know, just to study something, or working just to get money, but they're not really loving it. So I feel
Right.
very lucky that I have two things in my life that I really, really, really love,
Mm-hmm.
and somehow they're connected.
Mm-hmm.
They're creative.
Right.
They're all about this part of me that I think that represents me, that it's being creative, being um like with art and all this, you know.
Yeah. I was
So
definitely gonna say that.
yeah, so I just managed my time, and I went to uni, I went to classes, and then at the night I was dancing, and with all this time that I had free for dancing,
Mm-hmm.
I had so much opportunities like
Mm-hmm.
in work, but I
Mm-hmm.
was also studying. So yeah, I had a life too. I mean, I had friends. I like going out. I had
Right.
boyfriends. Like it's not difficult.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to really focus, and you have to really love what you are doing, because otherwise you're not gonna be willing to really put that effort that you need and your time,
Mm-hmm.
if you don't really love something. So I mean, you
Right.
can. I've met all these dancers that they had left school because I just want to be a dancer. I don't want to do anything else, because plus I won't have time, blah blah blah. But I mean, you can. I've done
Right.
it for my life, so you really can. And
Mm-hmm.
it's not for showing off or something, but
Right.
I've always been a good student, only like good grades all the time. So
Awesome.
it's not just do something for doing it. I mean, I like doing things right in both sides of my life. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like you said your story with like going to classes since you were young, having to put it on your schedule, like not having time to eat and stuff like that. I feel like that builds you as a person, and when you go through life, like how you manage and how you pretty much how you what's the word? How you react to things that happen in your life and like opportunities that are presented to you and stuff. So I see that you do have you do a lot of things like you said, and one of those things is like the group the bunnies. So can you tell us a little bit more about the bunnies, like what it is and how it came about for you?
Yeah, well, uh Bunnies came out because I wanted to do like a community of girls, of dancers that I mean, here in Mexico we have like a big problem that although show business girls, we call show
Mm-hmm.
business all these girls that works like in with artists, like in TV shows, concerts, everything.
Mm-hmm.
um they are so pretty, they are
Right.
like, yeah, physically pretty, but
Mm-hmm.
sometimes they don't dance so too good because they stopped um training and
Mm-hmm.
everything. So
Okay.
there is this kind of a stereotype, dancer stereotype here in Mexico. So
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to create a group of girls that were pretty,
Mm-hmm.
that could also work in show business,
Mm-hmm.
but that they were really trained in many type of dancing.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what it started. Like, it was my idea, but I've never felt like I'm the boss or something.
Mm-hmm.
I trying to just give the message to my girls, like, we are a community, we are together. If I grow, you're gonna grow with me, we're gonna grow all together.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but for that, we all have to put effort in this, and
Mm-hmm.
interest. So it's been so difficult, but because I think we Mexican as a culture, we don't have so much compromise. It's so
Mm,
difficult to, it's so hard to find people that really compromise in something.
mm-hmm.
And as I said, I'm like fully compromised in everything that I do because that's why I'm doing it. Otherwise, I won't be doing it and I won't be wasting my time on it. So it's
Right.
been really hard to find the right people for the project because, like I said, I see it like a community.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, if something just pops for me, like in a job or something, I always include them. You know,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
but in order to get that, they have to also put the effort on the project, like go to training, like also repost everything in the Instagram, you know, to give
Right.
all together the support. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it's not only
Exactly.
me giving them all that I have. It have to be the a support from all of us. So it's been really hard, and yeah, I'm a really passionate person in everything that I do, but also I think that affects me in the way that I put too much in something, and when people don't do it or don't react the same way, it really affects me, like, because I'm
Mm-hmm.
putting all my heart on it,
Right. You're passionate.
Yeah, yeah,
And
I'm
that's a good thing
passionate.
to be, yeah. Um, and I feel like also like what I get from what you're saying is that you need to be proactive and such when it comes to like pursuing opportunities and such in the world of dance. Oh, by the way, when do you found the bunnies? When do you found bunnies? Like
When?
what year?
Um,
Mhm.
it was like 3 years ago,
Oh
like in
wow.
2000, yeah.
Hmm. And I do see that you have worked with things such as like Google Mexico, MTV Premiums, Carol G team, like all of those things. Like, how do those opportunities come about? What does a person have to do to reach those milestones in their careers? Like, how can you do that?
Yeah, it was like a really good time for me because it was this period of time when I quit the other college and I moved to
uh,
this new college, and I was just like so focused in my dancing, and I started training so much, and people like could really appreciate that, and that was like this time when I got all these new opportunities, you know.
mhm,
um I don't know. I mean, it was just me doing what I love.
right.
It's hard to say something because uh here in Mexico it's hard. It's hard. I think this this dancing
Hmm.
world here in Mexico is hard for all the dancers because all the work and all the opportunities are like centralized in only one group of people.
I
You
see.
know, they don't share with all the new talents. They don't share um all this work. They want the whole cake, you know. Yeah, so I think it's too much about here, like, unless here, at least here, sorry, in Mexico, it had to be all like, also like being talented and take care of you, like in your image. It's so important, but
Hmm.
also being with the right people in the right time, you know.
Exactly. Hmm. Yeah. All through my life, I
All
always heard
about
that.
your circle.
Yeah. I always heard that.
Yeah, it's all about your circle. Like, it's hard because I've seen a lot of new talents here, like
Hmm.
many new talents here, but I said like all the work and all the good, really good opportunities are centralized in only one group of people. So I just, well, I managed to be with the right people in the right time, and yeah, and I got to other people to see what I did, and yeah, and that's why I got those opportunities, and they
Nice.
were
Good for you.
so cool for me being with Carol Lee. It was so cool. Yeah, because
Do you go on tours with
I
her?
remember. No, no, I only danced with her one time in the MTV Meow Awards here in
Okay,
Mexico City.
sweet.
She has she has their own team who travel with her everywhere she goes. It's
Oh,
like
okay.
their yeah, yeah. She doesn't switch.
Mm-hmm.
But she was looking for more dancers here because she wanted to be like she wanted to make like a more spectacular show.
Mm-hmm.
So she was in the need for more dancers.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, basically, someone like the choreographer that was in that time saw my Instagram, saw my videos, saw my like my profile, everything, and she chose me.
Sweet. So it's really about staying connected, staying ready, and always stay on
Yeah,
point.
being available is
Mm-hmm.
hard. Like those kind of things were hard for me in my double life. I always say I have a double life because
Hannah Montana.
sometimes, yeah, sometimes, I mean, you can be 100% in two things, you know. You
Right.
can.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you're gonna have to fail in one thing, and sometimes you're gonna have to fail in another thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I had, I don't know, like a big opportunity, like to um assist in a big fashion show in the Mercedes Fashion Week here in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to leave my practice or something in dancing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I had to skip classes in college in
Uh-huh.
order to go to the Carl G rehearsal, you know. So
Right.
yeah, you have to manage to balance, you know. But
Exactly.
I mean, in order to do that, I had to keep all my how do you say absence in school?
Mm-hmm.
You say absence? How do you say it?
Absence, yeah.
Yeah.
Absences.
So I only had like three per semester.
Oh,
So
they keep track.
see,
It's true.
yeah. So I wasn't able to skip classes for another thing, like for a boy or for a party or anything.
Right.
I had to just keep them in, like, if, because if sometime I got this opportunity, like a good opportunity, I had to use them wisely, you know.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
yeah, that kind of happened with Carol G. Just popped like, okay, you have to be here, and it's like a 5 hour rehearsal because
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna put the whole show like together. So
Mm-hmm.
come, okay, bye school, let's go there. Yeah. So
Right.
yeah, it was pretty impressive. She has a really good team. I've worked with other artists here in Mexico, but I think she's the only one that really gets involved in her show. Like
Mm-hmm.
she was in all the rehearsal. She was in all the dancing rehearsal, like being
Mm-hmm.
really she really noticed all the details. So it's pretty cool. Pretty
That's
cool.
nice. It's
Yeah.
nice to work with somebody that is involved and is like committed to their craft and such. So talking about that, I wanted to ask you, uh, so you see the world that we currently live in, how things such as like TikTok are becoming like more permanent, like more like people are using it more, and then like people are doing TikTok dances, and then dance is becoming like more accepted and more known. Like it's not longer like, oh, you dance, like you didn't go to school, like can you even pay your bills with that stuff? But now like you see creators making like so much, like having so many deals and making a living out of like making dances and such. So how do you see that? How do you analyze that, like for you, for example, for you, and then like for the rest of like the dance culture and such? Do you see that like it is like moving forward the culture of dance, or do you feel like it's like actually just making it something that is not as hard? Because like right now there is mostly like anybody can do a TikTok dance, and become and go viral. And now it's like, oh, I'm a dancer now. And not everybody actually has put in the work like you have done from a young age, going to school and being committed to it. So do you feel like things such as TikTok do help bring dancing forward, or do you feel like it takes away from people that are actually committed to the craft?
It's so, it's like, it's so hard to talk about this because
Huh?
me personally, I don't like TikTok. I don't have it in my phone. Like, people
You're
are
not
always,
the only one.
yeah, like people are always like, "Hey, have you seen this dance in TikTok?" I was like, "No, like, oh, how you're a dancer? You don't have TikTok? We all love TikTok." Like, no, I don't like it. I think it's like, I don't know. I think it's too much. It's been too much. I mean, in some part, it helped because, like you said, many people that wasn't interested in dancing before, they are gaining interest in some way, like maybe only because they want to be famous on TikTok or they
Hmm.
want to go viral or something. But in the other way, there's this problem that you saying, that everybody just calls themselves like, yeah, I'm a dancer, and
Hmm.
okay, show me what you got. No, show me what you got. And they're like, tin tin tin. Like, please don't, like, you know.
Every
So,
TikTok dance, it starts with like the same thing. You
and
have
it
to
really
have
annoys
the
me. It
hands.
really annoys me because I've seen, we as a dancers, we love uploading videos, no?
Right.
So I've seen TikTokers that don't dance at all, like, at all, and they're super
Hmm.
viral and they're like super famous, and there's like, and you see some TikToks of people that are really dancers, that they are like creating like a really hard trend or a really
Right.
creative trend,
Hmm.
and they're like 100 of likes, you
Hmm.
know. So it's
Right.
like, is if it's really for the dancing, or it's only for the, for the look, or
Yeah. The fame.
because this girl is half naked, or because,
Hmm.
it's a divided thing. It's,
Hmm.
I don't
And
know.
you
I
know.
personally don't like it.
Hmm.
I don't like TikTok. I've done reels on Instagram, but
Okay.
TikTok, I don't like it. And I have my friends that told me like, let's do this trend, and I'm like, no, I don't want to follow like other people
The
trend.
trend.
Let's
Right.
pick
I
a
want to
new
do my
one,
own
you and
thing.
me. But I don't want
Hmm.
to follow anything. There's 100 of videos of that trend already. I don't want to be one more. But I think
Hmm.
people just do it right now because they want to go viral, because they've seen all these people that have gone viral doing something. So
Hmm.
all the people is doing it right now because they think they're gonna have the same opportunity.
Right.
So yeah, TikTok is weird. I don't like
You don't know. We don't know how the algorithm really works because it's really interesting. So it's funny. So I know you mentioned that like you're not really into TikTok and stuff, but like, so what will you be? Because I feel like now there is so many people that are coming up that are becoming like figures, like famous figures for dancing on TikTok and such. But what would you say for you will be is somebody a dancer or a designer that you admire for the work that they do, on top of off the top of your head, like who can you say are some of the most talented designers or dancers that you have seen or that you know of?
my favorite dancer in the world. She's
Oh,
American.
okay.
She is called Alija. I don't know if you know her.
Alija, she is
She
that is she
dances
with Queens and Estilettos?
Green Stilettos.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. She's
Yes.
my favorite dancer. She dances so well, like with
Uh-huh.
style. But above it all, what I must admire of her is that she's so smart. You know,
Mm-hmm.
she managed to get famous because she changed all the idea that people had about dance classes.
Mm-hmm.
People thought that, only super skinny girls could go to classes, and that dancing classes were always one level, like the highest level, advanced level.
Mm-hmm.
So there were these people that really wanted to dance, but they
Mm-hmm.
were scared of going, of being
Right.
judged.
Mm-hmm.
So she saw this, so she started to doing all this movement.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, you can see people of all sizes, all all sizes, like all kinds of body, all
Mm-hmm.
kinds of skin in their
Mm-hmm.
in her classes.
Right.
And she treats you like she calls every girl queens
Mm-hmm.
in the class.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, queen, can you move here? So she gives you this security and this
Mm-hmm.
confidence to be yourself. No, she
Right.
teaches this sexy dance in heels, so
Mm-hmm.
everything is so girly, um so femme, so sexy. So she makes
Right.
you connect with yourself and not to be insecure about your body, to really feel like a woman and not
Mm-hmm.
be afraid of, you know
Right.
so her classes are always full, 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 because not only professional dancers go, all
Mm-hmm.
type of girls that want to feel that way, because she make all this movement. So
Mm-hmm.
so girls that doesn't really dance like in a professional
No
way
way. Mm-hmm.
go, because she found this way of making people feel insecure, you
Right.
know so people love that
Confident
theory.
on themselves. Yeah.
Aha. So
Mm-hmm.
she 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 is very famous for that.
Mm-hmm.
So she's also a very smart entrepreneur.
Right.
She has
Mm-hmm.
their own she has her own brand right now.
Mm-hmm.
She has her own clothes brand
Mm-hmm.
of clothes right now.
Yeah.
So I mean, like I said, she's a very talented dancer,
Mm-hmm.
but above it all, she's so smart that she knew the perfect recipe.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love her. I've traveled like to San Francisco and also to LA just to take classes with her.
Oh,
I
so you
love
have
her.
taken classes with her.
Yeah,
That's
I've
amazing.
had
Nice,
and I've
nice.
had and I love her. I on July
Mm-hmm.
I took a trip to San Francisco just
Mm-hmm.
to be in a convention with her.
Oh, sweet.
Love her. Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm saying it. I just go all the way. I just go all the way.
Yes, I love it. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
glad that I knew who you were talking about too, because I do follow a lot of dancers and such, and it's just so fun to see like them living out what they want to do, doing what they want to do, and making it possible for other people to also do and pursue their dreams in dancing. So, talking about dreams, what would you be like a festival or an artist that you would like to work with, or you would like to perform in the future?
I would love to be in a tour with some. Uh, I do you know Raul Alejandro?
Yes, I know
I
him.
love Raul Alejandro. I love Raul Alejandro, and I think that um, like right now there are not so many artists are that that are really complete artists.
Right.
Because people, at least the more that I've known that are reggaeton
Mm-hmm.
uh, artists, they don't really get involved. They don't really try to dance like a really hard choreography like the old artists did that, like
Mm-hmm.
J Lo, like Ricky Martin, like Chayanne, like I think in in America you have more
Mm-hmm.
like Ariana Grande or Doji
Doja
Cat.
Cat.
Yeah, she dances.
Normani is a good one too.
Yeah, Even Justin Bieber,
Right.
he knows how to dance. You have more, but in this Latino industry,
Mm-hmm.
I think the only one that I know that really get involved, like really try to train himself in this dancing to be a complete artist, is
Mm-hmm.
Raúl Alejandro.
Okay.
And
That's nice.
yeah, and his dancers, they are so good, so good. They are all Puerto Ricans,
Mm-hmm.
and one of
Because
them, the
he's Puerto Rican, right?
choreographer,
Mm-hmm.
excuse me.
Raul Alejandro's Puerto Rican, right?
Yeah, he is
Mm-hmm.
Puerto Rican too, and his choreographer, he was a dancer from of Chris Brown. Yeah, so
That's so funny.
he has all this vibe, and all his dancers are top level dancers. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you don't see like this choreography like super easy. So they
Right.
are really dancing. They are really like putting the dancer's name like
Up there,
high,
right?
you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Yeah.
And he dances well the same choreography that all his dancers. So yeah,
Right.
I would love to go on a tour with Raúl Alejandro.
That's
I also love
amazing.
his music. I love.
That's nice. And yeah, I have heard of Ra Alejandro, but it's nice how you put it because I didn't know he was so involved with the process of this. I have catch him dancing. I have seen him dance like on his videos and stuff. So it now all makes sense.
He's sexy.
But yeah. And one last thing I want to ask you about. So you talk about traveling and such. What are some of the places that you have been lucky to travel to? Yeah, like you mentioned San Francisco and such. What are some places that you have been to or that you would like to go to? And also, like with the new travel restrictions, do you feel like it has affected the opportunities that you have had in the work that you want to do in dancing or designing as well? Like how has the whole travel restrictions with COVID and such affected the work that you do? Because I know dancers, like you said, you go on tour, you have classes everywhere, you go to conventions and such. So the travel restrictions may affect your work. So how has that affect you?
Yeah, all COVID situation affect everything in dancing because
Mm-hmm.
we are all about connection, about being there in the classroom, and and about connecting to the other dancers.
Right.
So we started having online classes, but it was not the same because you don't
Mm-hmm.
have when you're dancing, people are screaming you like, yeah,
Right.
woo, and you're like, yeah, no, but you can have that in Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And I had the chance also to give classes on Instagram,
Oh,
but it was
sweet.
so, yeah, it was so weird because you were like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you want me to do it again, and you had to wait until someone uh like wrote
Response.
you in the chat like, yeah, yeah, and you were like, it was so you I felt so stupid. It was so hard. Yeah, but I mean, the year that I have with more things to do and more traveling, it was the past year, the 2020. No,
Mm-hmm.
this year, sorry, this year.
Okay.
And I think this was the COVID year, and I don't know why, but everything went out for me so well. I went to a lot of places. I traveled a lot. I love traveling.
Yeah.
I just don't like staying in the same place.
Please.
And
Mm-hmm.
especially here in Mexico City, I love my city. I
Mm-hmm.
have my family here, and like I told you, with Mexicans, we are so attached to our family, like
Mm-hmm.
maybe in a sick way, but I love it. But somehow I've always felt that I don't belong here. That
Mm-hmm.
all my dreams and all my plans and all that I want to do, I can do it here.
Mm-hmm.
So I have plans to move to New York like for 6 months.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
next year for taking a course in this fashion styling there.
Oh sweet.
Yeah,
Nice.
so I'm gonna do it. It's been like crazy because such expensive city. And
Mm-hmm.
also
I'm
I
scared
don't
of
know,
it.
yeah, I don't know anybody there, and then,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm just gonna try it because it's the city of fashion. So I
Right.
want to meet people. I want to meet new people that are involved in the same thing that I love. You know,
Right.
I
Mm-hmm.
love meeting new people. I love it. I love it. That's why I think that's what I love the most for traveling, making friends,
Mm-hmm. Meeting new
you know,
people. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
connecting with people that um you never thought about you will connect because it's in the other part of the world, you know.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
But yeah, that's my next plan. And I'm so scared about COVID because I think it's coming back and it's gonna ruin all my plans. But I don't know, I'm just gonna be like
Gotta
positive
stay
about it.
hopeful. Gotta stay
Yeah,
hopeful.
we have to be
Mm-hmm.
hopeful. It's
Mm-hmm.
gonna happen what it had to happen, you know.
Right. So you mentioned fashion, okay? I had to ask you this. What is one thing on your bucket list when it comes to fashion? Because you're gonna go to this course and such. Like, what is one thing that you want to accomplish when you get to New York? We related to fashion.
it's it's like very common for people to think that if you are a fashion designer, the only like way you have to be good in that is to be is to have your own brand and creating your own business, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I love designing, I love, but I've never, like, my goal has never been to have my own brand.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I have one, I have a streetwear brand that is coming out,
Okay.
but I just I don't like sewing at all. I don't like sewing. I don't like the technical part. I love the creating part, and I
Uh-huh.
love digital part. I love doing things on the computer, and I think I'm really good at it. But I hate all the technical.
Okay.
I hate it. So I figured it out. No, it's not what I want to do, you know? Because also my parents told me, look, like when I finished my career, they told me like, okay, we're gonna support you to for you to open your own business, your own brand, blah blah blah. And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, no, like, I mean, I thank you guys, but I don't think I'm even ready to do that. Like, this
Mm-hmm.
business is like, it's gonna be a failure because I don't have uh I'm not familiar with all the industry. You know, I just
Right.
finished the school and the real life is not the same. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it would be like the easiest way to just, yeah, like, yeah, dad give me the money and blah blah blah, you know.
Okay.
But it would be a failure because I don't really have the experience. I don't have the knowledge, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So I said like, no. And what I really want to do is be a fashion stylist.
Okay.
I would love to work like in these video clips, like from famous artists to dress the dancers, you
Mm-hmm.
know, that like do the fashion styling for a magazine, for
I
the
like
photo shoot.
that.
That's why I really love. That's why I
Mm-hmm.
really love, and that would be my dream to work in New York is something like that, you know. And
Yes.
it's so hard for us Mexicans to work
Mm-hmm.
in America,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm just I'm just hoping that someone could see the light in me and say, okay, I'm gonna do this bet for you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not easy. I mean, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
taking the easy way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, totally the opposite. I'm taking the hardest way, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like settling down. I don't like just taking the easy way and stay here and don't look for more. I
Right.
always like looking for more, and I know it's gonna be like maybe 10 times more hard,
Mm-hmm.
um, 10 times harder,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm willing to work
Go for it.
and yeah, go for it. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it could be that it doesn't work, but what if it
It does.
works?
Right.
What if? So I'm not gonna stay here and wait I'm gonna go
Mhm.
for it. So
Exactly. I love that. And that was a nice turn of events, announcing that you're going to New York and such. We didn't know. But yeah, thank you so much. It was so fun to get to know you and stuff. Is there anything else you want to add? Anything else you want to say?
I think I've said all, like I've said everything of my life here.
Yeah, we started from when you were a little girl. But yeah, thank you so much for joining Talent Tape. It was so nice meeting you. Um, yeah, where do you want people to follow you or connect with you? Like Instagram
uh,
or Twitter?
yeah. Currently, I only use my Instagram.
Okay,
Is the only social that I
media.
have,
Okay,
social
we
app that
probably
I
add it.
have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No,
Awesome.
thank you, Vina, for everything